Welcome to the Journee Continues Podcast. Real voices, real recovery. Today we have on Rufus. What's up, Rufus?
Hey, Tamisha, how are you?
I'm doing good.
So yeah, you finally got me here, huh?
I got you here.
Okay.
And I'm glad for you to be here because you got a story to tell.
That I do.
So who is Rufus?
I'm a man of many hats. We could say I do a lot of different things, and I've traveled a lot of different paths to get where I'm at now. You know, this story it's gonna take a minute since I hope you got time.
Oh, we got time.
Okay, then strap in because it's gonna be a roller coaster ride. Yeah, my journey it's kind of funny because I kind of knew that I was gonna end up at it. I know that sounds crazy to say that, right? But I kind of
that's your truth.
yeah,
So,
I kind of knew I was gonna end up at it because I have addictive personality
mm,
and I'm an adrenaline junkie. The thrill of excitement, anything of excitement, and we all know what drug addiction is. This is the thing about drug addiction, right? A lot of times, most addicts, especially the people that get hooked,
mm-hmm.
we're the type of people, we have strong personalities,
Right.
and we always think it's gonna never happen to us, even though we hear the stories over and over again that the disease has, it takes on everybody, like it's undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
So if you continue on the path of addiction, it doesn't do nothing but progress. But I was one of them addicts. I just knew I was gonna be able to beat this, and it would never happen to me. Um, but as you soon learn, ain't nobody exempt, and everybody get a turn.
Rufus, where you from?
I'm originally from. I was born in Jamaica, raised in Harlem, and then grew up in Paterson, New Jersey.
Grew up in Paterson, New
Mm-hmm.
Jersey. Huh?
Yeah.
When did your addiction start? Like, what does that look like?
My addiction started early.
And what was you addicted to? Like when you first when you finally surrendered and said, I don't want to do this no more. So what did you first start
Wait a
out with?
minute, that I don't think we can use it that way because addiction is not just a substance.
Mm-hmm.
If you have an addictive personality, the substance is only another part of the problem.
Okay.
I have an addictive personality.
So what substance did you start out with?
I dabbled in a little bit of weed. I started smoking weed early in life, as most of us, everybody, that's the normal weed and alcohol. But see, the thing about it is, I come from a history of addiction. I come from most of my family members, fought with addiction their whole lives. So I mean, early in life, I was always introduced to the program of NA because my family dragged me to the meetings as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Aunties, uncles, they all dragged me to the meetings. So I was introduced to the program early in life.
Okay.
But I didn't find the program until later in life, into I would probably say the 80s, because it took addiction a while to take hold of me. Um, in the early years, people that started using like me, I used socially for many years before the disease grabbed hold of me and took over me.
Okay.
But for many years, what I'm saying, I got high and I still drove new cars. I don't know, even to the end of my road, I never knew what it was like to be homeless. I ain't never been homeless. That ain't my story. That's why we say in NA, in the program, that there's different bottoms, highs, and lows. Everybody's story is different. My story is not homelessness. I've never been homeless.
So what made you tap out? Because it was something that made you say, I
Oh,
don't want to do this
absolutely.
no more.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Tell us about that.
I was mentally, physically, spiritually broken. I was done. You know, I still was on the outside keeping the fronts up, but mentally I was gone. Physically, it had took a major toll on my body. Financially and spiritually, I was done. You know, anytime you could wake up and you got money, you got a place to rest your head, but you feel like you just gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had got, see, there's many levels to my addiction. And the reason why I have to bring that in is because I never let the disease take me all the way out. I never wanted my kids to see me begging for change on the side of the highway, being that person, you know, standing out, asking for something. Nah, that's not my story. You know, if I'm gonna get high, I'm gonna get high, and then I'm gonna take it to the highest level I can, and then I'm gonna disappear. So when I feel myself that far gone, detox, rehab, I'm gonna go to jail. I'm gonna change areas. I'm gonna move out the state. I'm just gonna disappear. I've never let the disease take me all the way out.
Okay.
I always had boundaries. You know, we always say everybody has a bottom and everybody has a line that they don't cross.
Mhm.
There were certain lines I just wasn't crossing.
Can you think of a time where, give us a time where something happened and you just sat back and said, I don't want to do this no more, because you have years under your belt. How many years do you have?
How many years I've been clean this time?
Yes.
My
This we talking about this time, not the
yeah,
last
no,
time.
no,
We talking
no,
about now.
no. The reason why is because, like I told you, it's levels to my addiction. You
Give
know,
us a.
most people.
I
I'm
can.
gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you
Okay.
all. I'm gonna answer all the questions you're asking because there has been a question in the fellowship and in the program and in recovery that people have this thing with prescription pills. It's a delicate subject. So that's why I said I had to explain it to you first. When I relapsed, I did not go back to heroin and cocaine. I stopped doing heroin and cocaine in 1998, and I never went back to that, ever. My relapse was on prescription painkillers.
Okay.
So that's what we always say, people say, I've been clean 30 years, I've been clean 40 years. How could you say that when you take an opioid every day to live your life? Because you were prescribed it? Does it make it right? It's still an opioid. It's still an addictive substance. So, people are getting prescribed painkillers and they're going through their life on the same thing with psychotics, saying that they're clean. You're not. Why? Because you're prescribed? It's still a substance. What does the program say? Moon mind altering chemical. That's a fact. Any substance that's prescribed through, even if it's by a physician, is still mood mind altering chemical. Because opioids changed my mood. It altered my chemical balance. Because no, I didn't go back from when I stopped using heroin and cocaine in 1998. When I got and I took and I started taking painkillers, it took me to the same spot the heroin and cocaine did. When I wanted to be up, I'll pop Adderalls. When I wanted to be down, I'll pop opiates, any pill, perks, oxys, roxys, narcos, uh, any opioid pill that I can get hold of.
This time, the sobriety, how many years do you have?
I came now. I've been back 14 years.
14 years. Now, 14 years ago, when did you tap out? When did you say, I don't want to pop pills anymore? Because I heard you about the heroin, doing heroin back in 1998.
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't touch that, but you started popping pills. 14 years ago, when did you say, that's not what I want to do anymore?
Because I knew I couldn't pop pills and be successful in life. Because it changes my character.
Okay.
The pill use changed. It took me the same place heroin and cocaine did. Okay. So me on them pills, I went right back to the same emptiness in the same way I felt when I stopped using heroin and cocaine in 1998. I felt the same exact way when I was strung out on the pills. The exact same way.
Okay.
I mean, I couldn't function. I wasn't a good parent. I wasn't a good businessman. I wasn't responsible adult.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me right back to the same place that heroin and cocaine took me back to in 1998. So when I got to that point, I was like, I can't do this no more. I said, if I want to be successful in life, I have to abstain from all these chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I made a conscious decision, like, I can't do this no more. And the crazy part about it is, um, I did it with no rehab, no detox. I didn't go to jail or nothing. I kicked in the house. I refused to leave that house for 30 days. I wouldn't. I at that time too. It was funny because I stopped smoking cigarettes too. Because I was like, when these pills is gone and these cigarettes is gone, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
And I started going through the withdrawal. And everybody was, that was around me was like, you need to go get help. You need to try to. You okay? I'm like, no, I'm gonna suffer through this. I suffered through it in jail. So, I'm gonna suffer through it because I brought this on to myself. So I want to go through it so I can always remember what it took me to.
Okay.
So, I detoxed in the house.
That was my next question, to ask that you go to treatment.
Nope, I
Wow.
detoxed. I detoxed
That's
in the
called
house.
discipline.
Man, I mean man,
That's discipline.
that
I
is
don't care what
crazy
nobody
because
say.
all I had to do was walk out the door
Yeah. And go use.
and go
Nobody
use,
wasn't stopping
and
you.
nobody was stopping me. But the thing about me is, the thing that has helped me and hurt me in my whole life,
Mm-hmm.
I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just me. Um, uh, I'm I have an ego, and these are the blessing and the curse of my addiction. Because the same ego brought me into addiction, but the
Mm-hmm.
same ego brought me out of addiction. The same stubbornness that got me into addiction, saying it wouldn't happen to me, is the
Mm-hmm.
same stubbornness that brought me out of addiction.
Hmm. What are you doing today?
Um, Today I got a lot going on. I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur because I knew I had to be an entrepreneur because I ain't gonna have no fucking job. Sorry, I don't know if I can curse,
Mm-mm.
but
But it's
I'm just not a structured job type of person. Because if you tell me I got to be to work at 8, I'm gonna show up at 9, and then you're gonna be like, you get a 15-minute break at this time. I'm gonna be like, no, I want to break now. And then when I get tired, I want to go home. I ain't gonna stay. I'm gonna leave. I'm just an unstructured person, and I knew by me being a felon on all 3 levels. My first bid was a county bid. My second situation was state. Then got caught up in a Fed situation. I knew I wasn't getting no job, not with all that behind me. So the only way I knew to not subject myself to a life of poverty was I had to entrepreneur my way out.
mm-hmm.
And the thing about it that works for me with entrepreneurship is you need discipline,
Mm-hmm.
you need structure, you need motivation. These are the characteristics for you to be successful as an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody pushes me to get up in the morning. I push me to get up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody pushes me to finish a project. I push me to finish a project. The thing about me is, I could do 1,000,000 hours for myself, but I can't do a minute for nobody else. I understand what it takes to for me to succeed, and I know what I have to do. So I know when I need to be disciplined. I know when I need to be structured. I know when to let loose. I know when to pull back. I know when it's my turn to travel, and I know when it's my turn not. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of discipline, and I'm a disciplined person, and that was the thing I hated about addiction. It brought me out of my character, and a lot of those disciplines. I started looking at different ways, and I started going against what I believed in things that I set out. It's just like it took me to a place that I didn't sign up to go, and I hate for anything to have any control over me, and drugs took complete control over me. It had me saying, I was a horrible parent. Friendships. I destroyed so many friendships and so many relationships because of my addiction.
So I know you have several businesses. Let's talk about the barbershop. What you doing with the barbershop?
As far as
Far as what's the name of the barbershop? We're gonna put it in the comment section because I heard he got skills. Not even I heard, I seen his skills, and he had people that work for him that had skills. So we want to promote your businesses.
I'm not just a business, I'm a brand.
Okay, so what's your brand?
My brand is Shotcallerz.
Let them know. See, I know
my brand is Shotcallerz. As you can see, I always got it on. You know, anywhere I go, I promote Shotcallerz. I got a Shotcallerz cleaning service, Shotcallerz clothing, Shotcallerz Hope is a nonprofit. Shotcallerz Barbershop, Shotcallerz Airbnb. So I got a lot going on. And it's just it's a brand. That's why I market it as a brand. It's a movement.
And let me just throw in there. He did my t-shirts for Journee Continues Women's Specialty Services.
That's right.
So he did my t-shirts. So yes, he does have a brand.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone? I wouldn't say to someone being not children, young adults to adults, if they were struggling with substances, any substances, what would you say to them?
Number one, the first thing I would tell them is strap on because it's going to be a rough ride. People, I don't know why people think when you get clean, it get easy.
It's on.
It's so funny because they always be like, oh, I want to get clean and get my life together. I'd be like, well, then strap in because recovery is about life and dealing with life terms. And now it's going to be even harder because now you got to deal with it and you can't add anything on it. So you have to deal with your emotions. Mm-hmm. You have to deal with your everything, business, kids, life on life terms. Recovery is not an easy path. And I tell anybody, man, when you start this journey, be prepared to deal with a lot of trauma. You're gonna find out stuff about yourself. You're gonna be like, wow, I didn't even know that about myself. I wouldn't trade this in for the world. People always ask me, do I regret using drugs and becoming a drug addict? Mm-hmm. I have to say no. Because I think it brought me to where I am in life right now. I wouldn't be the man I am if I didn't go through what I went through. So I would tell anybody new in recovery, anybody fighting their battles, it's gonna be rough, but you got to stay focused and you got to understand. There's no such thing as a successful addict.
Okay.
I don't believe it. Mm-mm. But I tried.
Show me one.
I'll listen. Look it, check it out, right? Please. That's what kept going back out. Because you asked me when did I start, right? The first time I ever did heroin or cocaine was in 1986.
Okay.
And when I started that, I just felt a whole sensation I had never felt in my life, and I was like, damn, this is what they've been hiding from me all these years. Because, we got family members and friends and people we've seen through a lifetime that been involved in drug addiction. And it's never the same until you get your own evidence. You could see it, hear about it, talk about it with somebody else, but it's nothing like that until you get your own evidence. And I had to go out and get my own evidence because I just swore the shit that happened to my family members and the shit that was going on in them rooms, it wasn't going to happen to me. I was like, that's not going to be me. But I think that's every addict. What do you think?
I think so too.
Yeah. Everybody be like, nah, that's not going to be me. That's why I say
I'm going to do it differently. Yeah. I ain't going to do it that way.
Yeah, I ain't going to do it that way.
I know how to do it.
Right. That ain't going to be me. I'm going to be successful at this.
Yeah.
But, that's an illusion because there's no such thing as a successful addict. With me, my addiction didn't take hold of me right away because I don't know if it was the period in time that I started using where I just got a longer run. Because even back in the day, I think about, family members and people I knew growing up. Addiction and take a hold of certain people. Like sometimes people start using and addiction takes hold of them immediately.
Right.
They go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Mm-hmm.
My progression of the disease wasn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
For years, I functioned as a quote unquote functional addict for years.
Mm-hmm.
New cars, jewelry, cars, clothes, hoes, all that.
Mm-hmm.
I was pulling up in new Corvettes, new BMWs, Mercedes, and I always was high, sniffing cocaine, sniffing heroin. I never graduated to shooting. That's what I mean by my stubbornness.
Mm-hmm.
I've never shot,
Mm-hmm.
but I sniffed up a few houses.
Mm-hmm.
I sniffed up a few boats. Fucked up the cartilage in my nose. But I've never shot. I was always scared. I always had a stigma with sticking needles in my arm.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just for me. I ain't no better than nobody else that ever shot. But
Mm-hmm.
I just never could fuck with that needle. It never was for me.
Right.
It just wasn't for me. If I can't sniff it, smoke it, I'm straight on it.
Right. So, your pathway. What is your pathway? When I mean by that, how do you keep your sobriety? Do you go to NA? Do you spirituality? Like, what is it that you do?
I do both.
Okay.
You know, um,
And both
I'm
is.
I'm both. I go to NA. I'm
Mm-hmm.
thoroughly embedded in NA.
Mm-hmm.
And I also, I serve another. I'm Muslim, so I
Mm-hmm.
go to the masjid and I pray. But yeah, you better get in touch with a higher power if you want to stay clean.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want you to debunk some myths
Go ahead.
when it comes to NA. What is NA? Because a lot of people, before I ask the question, a lot of people think that I don't need NA. It's a bunch of people just telling me that I used to get high, I used to do this, I used to do that. Why? How is it going to help me if I come to these meetings? What is the objective of the NA meetings? And I would say fellowship, the meetings and the fellowship.
All right, this is the thing, right? NA is a beautiful program. And it works for me.
Right.
You know, uh, NA works for a lot of people. The
Mm-hmm.
program works for a lot of people. But then again, I've known people that don't make meetings and they still clean.
Okay.
That didn't work for me. I have to be surrounded by other people that travel the same journey as me. And I'm naturally nosy.
Mm-hmm.
How NA got me hooked is I realized I can come to a place and have people problems all day and I ain't got to tell them mine.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got to say shit to nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Because I came in the rooms for years and they ain't telling nothing about me. I'm going to listen to your story. I'm going to hear everything y'all got to talk about. I'm not going to tell you shit about me. It took me years in getting into it and start reading the literature and realizing that it was like the zodiacs. A lot of the stuff in the literature had a lot to do with me, and it talked about me. And these people don't even know me, but actuality they do know me.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like zodiacs. I'm Muslim, and technically I'm not supposed to believe in zodiacs,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm also a black and white type of person. I can't ignore facts, especially when I can read something about myself and it's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's not nobody is hidden. It's a fact. Certain things about me. If I'm black and white, if I can't ignore facts, it's just facts, and that's how it is with NA. The program it just has so much to offer for me, and it was like I'm a people watcher. I'm a people person. I like hearing stories. I like having good conversation. I like good energy.
Mm-hmm.
And when I come to the meetings, that's what I found. Like sometimes, because when an addict feels like they can't do, they can do this alone, I look at them like, yo, bro, that's not possible, sis. You know, you need help in your recovery. You need help when you're trying to stay clean, because isolation doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll talk yourself into some bullshit in a minute. I promise you that.
You're right.
Yeah, I promise you that. You know, that's why they say in the program it's a we program, not a me program. They say, you know, we need each other. You know, you need somebody to bounce your ideas off. You need somebody to hear their input. And I mean, some of my most solid relationships I met through NA. And I'm talking about even through years of coming in and outside the rooms and messing with the program, then shying away from the program. Most of my strongest relationships they started right in the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous. Because I still have strong ties in New York. One of my first home groups was in New York, in Harlem. I used to go to a meeting in Harlem every Friday. I used to make it and go to this meeting every Friday. Then I had another home group in Jersey and Newark, and I always stayed locked into these programs. I always stay locked into NA, and then when I be on my bullshit, then I shy away from the program and my NA family because I know they don't want to see me on bullshit. But you know.
Question for you is, he forgot to mention that he hosts an NA meeting. What's the name of it?
It's called Sharing at the Barbershop every Saturday at midnight. Lincoln Park at Shotcallerz Barbershop. And we have a different format. We do something a little different that most NAs meetings don't do. And what I do is I feed you every week.
He does.
I feed you every week. Because I just wanted to make it a safe space. Because a lot of us as addicts have a problem sleeping at night. I don't know what it is. It's like ever since I got clean, I can't sleep at night. I can't sleep 8 hours. I don't know what it's like to sleep 8 hours. I have no idea what it's like to sleep 8 hours. So a lot of us have insomnia, and we need that safe place to go, especially on the weekends. That's why I did it on a Saturday night, and that's why I did it at midnight. Is so that addicts can come out, enjoy themselves in an atmosphere of recovery, and be around other addicts and get a message and go home and be in a safe space.
There y'all go. You heard what he just now said, but what I'm going to do, is it okay if I drop that information in the comment section?
I need you to drop that information in the comment section.
Okay, I'm going to drop the information. Also, we're going to drop the information of his brand called Shotcallerz. I know that he does t-shirts. Like if you need any t-shirts made, this is your man right here. I'm going to drop his email address, his phone number, your business number, not your personal, his business number. Also, the meeting that is held on Saturdays. This is every Saturday.
Every Saturday.
There's something going on.
Unless there's something going on, I always let people know, and I keep it posted if something's going on and we're not going to have the meeting. I let everybody know.
He does. Also, I'm going to put his handles, his Facebook handle, where you can go follow him and see the different things that he's doing. I discussed with him at the end of our show, we do the Serenity Prayer. So is there anything else you want to share with the audience?
No, I mean, you've got the introduction to Shotcallerz. You know, follow me is more to be revealed. By the way, I'm working on a book, a few chapters, and what I was trying to figure out is if I wanted to release small tidbits and just like instead of doing one book with like 14 chapters, I was going to do smaller books with introduction and different aspects of so I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm just writing right now, just being creative, letting you know.
So I'm gonna put his information in the comment sections. So anytime you need to get in contact with him, maybe you looking to write a book, this your man right here. Holler at him because he has the experience. So with that being said, we're gonna close out in the Serenity Prayer.
Okay.
You ready? God,
grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference just for the day.
Rufus, it was a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming in, coming on, and doing your thing. Until next time, family. Real voices, real recovery. We'll see you next time. Deuces.